Jackpot. Yes, Hakari is finally here, and what an intro that was. Guys, this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen was definitely a slow burner. It wasn't as action-packed, it wasn't as intense as these last couple of episodes. But it was still a good episode. I think it was really a nice cool-down episode. And boy, that ending. Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining me. Today, guys, we are talking Jujutsu Kaisen episode 52. Before we get started, guys, if you want to see more Jujutsu Kaisen breakdowns, discussions, theories, everything Jujutsu Kaisen, subscribe to the channel because we are breaking down every single episode of the season, and we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen for years to come. So hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. It really helps me out. Thank you, guys. Wow. That episode. Can you believe that beginning, guys? Even pandas cry. Like, wow, I'm not crying, you're crying, okay? That was some sad stuff. I honestly completely forgot about that. Like, it was just my indication that I need to go back and read the manga, guys. I started the episode and I was like, whoa, Yaga? Why are we starting with him? And then I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Anyway, we start with Yaga. He's in the prison. They want the secrets of how he made Panda. You know, it's a big deal to them, right? They're interrogating him. My boy will not give it up.
I ain't no snitch.
You know, there's a line that Yaga says that's really interesting if you were listening to it. He says, you guys got bold when Gojo disappeared. Guys, this is why Daddy Gojo reigns supreme, okay? Just his presence alone makes people behave, all right? Curses and sorcerers alike, okay? They're all trembling in their boots at the very thought of Satoru Gojo, okay? Like, this needs to be stopped, okay? This guy was sealed like 20 episodes ago, and we're still feeling the ramifications of his sealing, okay? Like, this guy got sealed and they're killing off principals. Curses are roaming free. Like, it is World War III out here. Like, the Jujutsu world just crumbles to ashes when Gojo's not around. It's actually, like, astounding, you know? Like, it's very incredible how this is very unfolding. But the principal, he gets out, and there's this sick scene where he's just walking down the road, right? He gets confronted by a curse user, I guess. He's a no-name. We ain't even know this guy, right? And the principal. I wish, though, they would have shown us some of Yaga fighting, man. Like, we get this scene where he just rips off his shirt like he's ready for action. And then we cut to the principal, you know, like, he's got that whole guitar and the music curse technique. And I thought that we were going to get to see, like, a little scrap for a second. And then, bow, they just cut to Yaga on the ground. I'm like, what? Like, there's no way y'all couldn't add, like, a 30 seconds of just a little scrap. Like, let me see what Yaga's made of. Like, you know, like, let me see him throw some hands or something. This guy was moving like he was ready for action, and we just get to see him get no-diffed by the principal. Like, this is, you know, they do my boy Yaga dirty.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Anyway, Panda pulls up just in time to see Yaga get smoked. And this is where I'm like, okay. Like, Panda, this is your father, bro. Like, are we about to slide or what? And this guy just runs past the principal and grabs his father. You know, I can understand that, but brother, I would even the principal's like, yo, like, you're not gonna do nothing. And all Panda can say is even pandas cry. Like, nah, man, even pandas slide. That's what he should have said. Even pandas cry? Nah, even pandas slide. From Yaga, you heard me. But Panda's not really about that life anyway, so he just cries and holds Yaga. And then we cut to Yuji and Megumi. If you guys remember, they're on their way to go recruit Hakari because Hakari is super strong. Everybody's gassing this guy up like he's the next coming or something. But he really ain't all that. He really ain't nothing, okay? Well, okay. Let me not downplay him. He's definitely up there. He's just not on Okotsu's level, okay? And don't let anybody tell you different because he is not on Okotsu's level. But Yuji and Megumi, they're on their way, right? Hakari's got an underground fight club that he's running, which is why he's not a part of Jujutsu High, because he got expelled for being a bad boy, okay? This guy is certified sicko, okay? Like, he's smoking, drinking, certified degenerate, okay? But Yuji and Megumi, they pull up, right? They've got their plan to infiltrate the ring. They've got to get a meeting with Hakari so that they can bring him into the fold, right? But first, they got to go through, you know, the initiation, because Hakari, he's a real one. He don't be just letting anybody come through, you know? You gotta prove you're worth the boss's time. So they get to arguing and debating. I do love that they threw in a little scene in there. Megumi's chopping it up. He's debating. Yuji standing to the side, clueless. He has no idea what's happening. He finally realizes and he's like, oh, I better just shut up. Like, thank you, Yuji. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my boy Yuji, but brains is just not all there. You know, like, stick to the black flashes and the fist, my brother, because this guy's tact, this guy's strategy is just not there unless it's a battle strategy, okay? Beyond that, like, my boy is clueless like a flower in the wind, la-di-da-di-da, okay? But they get to talking with the bouncers and they get to an agreement. Yuji's got to fight in the ring, right? So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get some action. We're gonna get like a mad episode, you know? I'm gonna get to see Yuji scrap it up. Guys, tell me why Yuji goes in the ring and it's Panda that walks out. I'm like, what, bro? Like, shouldn't this guy be burying Yaga or something? Like, brother, give me a break, bro. Because you know what I'm saying, though. If it's Panda, like, I want to see a real fight. And, like, yeah, they make it super flashy. It's super funny, you know? Like, Yuji and Panda, like, they're going at it. You just like, bah, 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 and all you see is just tap, 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 tap. Because he's not really scrapping with Panda, bro. Like, get out of here. But, yeah, like, this episode was definitely, like, a silly, not silly, but, like, it was definitely sillier, you know? Like, the tone didn't feel so serious, didn't feel so dark, you know? I think this was like a good little world breathing episode, you know, where we just living in the world, we're doing our thing. It's good to see Yuji and Megumi doing their thing, you know? Like, they're always like a good team together, so it was good to see them, you know, just duking together, you know, my boys, because I think this is like the last time Yuji and Megumi are gonna be together before some terrible stuff goes down. So yeah, you know, we gotta if you know, you know. Don't spoil it, but comment down in the comments if you know, you know. We gotta appreciate all the Yuji and Megumi time we can get, boys. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that, alright? But Yuji and Panda, they're doing their thing. Bow bow, Yuji wins. Hakari's already suspicious of Panda, so Panda's not getting that audience, you know? Yuji sticks around, he beats another no-name loser. Come on, who's beating Itadori? Nobody. He's the sickest to do it, guys. Like, hand-to-hand combat, bro. Like, Really? You gonna put this guy in the ring for hand-to-hand combat? Like, you might as well just walk the guy up to Hakari right now, bro, because there's nobody you can throw at him that's gonna, unless you're throwing, I don't know, a Kotsu at him, or some other special grade, Yuki or Gojo. Like, those only other special grades you can throw at my boy. Other than that, Yuji's just dog walking everybody, Anyway, Yuji gets his audience, he gets his little escort by Kirara. I see all of y'all foaming over Kirara, whatever her name is. She's alright, not even alright, bro. Y'all are tweaking, bro. Like, it was weird. May better. Anyway, though, she brings him up, and yeah, that's it. We get a little confrontation with Hakari. I do love throughout the episode they didn't even show this guy's face. Like, we just get clips of him. He's just kicked up. We get a clip of him and Kiara. And they're just like showing the bottom half of his face. And then at like the very end of the episode, we get like a clear shot of his face, when he's finally squaring up with Yuji. But when Yuji gets out there, he's asking Yuji questions. And we actually get to see, like, Hakari's actually smart, Like, Hakari, I ain't gonna lie, like, the guy is smart. So, he asks Yuji, he's like, you can make some money, but you have to buy it from me. Obviously, he's just testing Yuji, Yuji passes all the answers, whatever. But then he asks Yuji, he's like, oh, like, he offers Yuji a drink. And Yuji's like, anything is good, but I don't like alcohol, Hakari's like, oh, why not? Like, you can't handle it? Yuji's like, oh, no, I'm underage, And Hakari's like, oh, well, Gojo couldn't handle it either. Yuji goes, oh, who's Gojo? who's Gojo? Oh, no, I'm underage, by the way, Bow. That's when Hakari spots him. Because, guys, like, again, Gojo is just that guy. Everybody knows him. We all know who he is. Like, the six eyes don't lie. Daddy, like, don't lie, okay? He down the street, we can smell him, we can see him, that white hair glistening, blowing in the wind. Oof. Come on. Like, we know it's you, Gojo. Like, come on. Everybody in the world know Gojo. If you in the sorcerer world, come on. You know who Daddy is, bro. Come on. Stop playing, So, bow. That's how Hakari gets Yuji. Because why Yuji acting dumb for, bruv? You should know who Gojo is. Everybody know who Gojo is, So, boom. The whole time, by the way, this guy's phone is ringing, I'm like, bro, are you going to pick up the phone? Like, the guy's grilling Yuji and his phone is just ringing, And then he just flips out, flipping tables and shit. He's always like, you're from JJ High, like, I'm getting cheesed, bro. Yuji's like, I need to talk, like, you need to listen. And Hakari's like, nah, my passion is gone. And that's where we end the episode. I'm like, damn, okay. Alright then. So I guess next episode we're gonna get the nice scrap between, Yuji and Hakari and Kiara and Megumi, Ooh, okay. A little setup episode. Wasn't nothing too crazy, just a little light work. But still fire. Again, like, guys, you cannot go wrong. JJK is just it's amazing. I'm not gonna lie and say this episode was like God's gift to the planet, but definitely a good episode. Like, still a good episode for sure. Out of 10, I'd probably give this episode like a solid like 8. It was good. They did some setup. Bow. I just want to see more action, I wish Panda would have slid for Yaga, but, like, the man's just really not about that life, and that's okay. I can't be mad at him for not getting his get back, Me personally, I would have done something different, somebody slammed out my dad, but that's just me, though, Anyways, though, let me know what you guys thought. Did you guys enjoy the episode? What were you guys thinking? What are your guys' thoughts on Hakari? Like, this guy's about to be a very pivotal figure moving forward. So, I think they did a great job introducing him, and next episode is going to be another episode of, you know, introducing Hakari to the fans. And Hakari is one of the greats. Ching, 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 ching. Play that Jackpot sound in the background. Bell, you guys know what I'm talking about. But thank you guys for listening to another one. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. What are you most looking forward to in the next upcoming episodes? And guys, if you want more JJK content, you can check out here or here. Thank you.